Hello everyone, Max here with Fiction Rant, bringing you part 3 of my series discussing the Borg vs. Cybermen contest. This part will cover the weaponry utilized by each faction. In this particular comparison, I'm going to focus less on the actual definable destructive capabilities and more just on what's actually available, since, again, Doctor Who is really bad at documentation, and in particular, their ships really aren't even shown to be armed, and if they are, we never get to see those weapons in action. The Borg have a variety of weapons on their ships, including powerful cutting beams and torpedoes, which are capable of destroying enemy ships in just a couple hits. These weapons, combined with the defensive capabilities of their ships, make Borg ships insanely tough, typically requiring entire fleets of enemy vessels to bring down a single cube. Basically, in terms of ship-to-ship combat, it seems that traditional ship-to-ship combat really isn't a priority for the Cybermen, so that particular matchup is going to be pretty one-sided, since without any evidence of cyber ships even being armed at all, I'm not going to assume that they can take on Borg ships particularly effectively. Where things get more interesting is on foot. Starting with the Borg, each drone is superhumanly strong and can be customized to fulfill whatever needs the collective has at the time, but what seems to be pretty standard on most drones is, for one, an eyepiece, which is capable of seeing the entire EM spectrum and even zoom in to view individual molecules while providing precise measurements of whatever's being viewed, so be really great as like a targeting sensor. They also have built-in nanotubes, which are used for injecting nanites into enemies for the purpose of starting the assimilation process. These are super short range, but can penetrate just about anything, and once inside the body or machine, the nanites can rapidly take control and start assimilating whatever they've been infecting. What they don't seem to have much, aside from in video games, is ranged weapons. Granted, most of the time we see them in shows or movies, their priority is to add to their own numbers, so shooting is just less productive than assimilating, but I think it's safe to assume that should the need arise, Borg would be quite capable of outfitting drones with any number of weapons comparable to other Star Trek phasers and disruptors. Really though, assimilation is the ultimate Borg weapon. With it, even a single drone left to its own devices aboard an enemy ship is capable of systematically and rapidly converting that entire ship and its crew into Borg with no need for external support. As for the Cybermen, they too are superhumanly strong, and in addition they can deliver an electric shock by touching things, either to kill or incapacitate a victim for upgrading. They also have a variety of carried and integrated weaponry that they've displayed over the years, which basically amounts to laser guns, though really the only actual feat of strength we get to see from cyber weaponry, beyond killing unarmored humans, was a laser emitted from the headframe of a Cyberman that was capable of melting steel, and when upgraded by the laser screwdriver of the Master, could fully incinerate a fully evolved Cyberman. Like the Borg, Cybermen bolster their numbers largely through capturing and converting their enemies, but unlike the Borg, Cybermen typically need special facilities to do so and can't start the process by simply infecting somebody with something. That is until they started working with the Master, who set them up with airborne nanites that can convert anyone exposed to them into Cybermen, including dead people. Though this particular method had a few bugs to work out, such as the standard emotional inhibitors not necessarily working as intended, potentially leading to rebellion. They've also been known to create viruses that are targeted at anything from specific groups to all life in the universe. Cybermen are much more prone to being sneaky for long periods of time than the Borg are. Borg can be sneaky, like they were in First Contact, but they really only remained hidden for a few hours. Usually they show up in a giant ship and say, "Hey, we're assimilating you now." Subtlety be damned. Unlike the Cybermen, who can go days or even years in hiding before emerging to do something catastrophic. So there you go. My summary of the offensive capabilities of the Borg and Cybermen. Let me know in the comments if I missed something, particularly if you can think of any instance where the cyber ships actually attacked anything with space weaponry. That would be very helpful. And until next time, live long and prosper, and may the Force be with you.